Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are from Group 1 will present about the comparison on corporate governance for company HLT Global Berhad and Aversive Rubber Berhad. My name is AQLIAH Binti AMIRUDDin and this is my group members. First of all, I will talk about the company background. HLT Global Berhad is an investment holding company, while its two subsidiaries, which is HL Advanced Technology Syndrome Berhad, is the business of the fabrication of glove dipping lines, and HL Rubber Industries Syndrome Berhad is the business of manufacturing and trading of rubber gloves. HL Rubber Industries Syndrome Berhad (HLRI), established in 2003 and listed in Bursa Malaysia in 2017, has delivering quality products and services to its multinational customer. The products from this company include natural rubber gloves and synthetic rubber gloves. Next, the Board of Directors for HLT Group Berhad. Number 1, Mrs. Wong Wai Chin as an independent non-executive chairperson and also a member of the Audit and Risk Management Committee and Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Number 2, Mr. Wong Koh Wah as a Deputy Chairman or Executive Director. He is responsible for overseeing the group's business, development and sales and the entire manufacturing operations. Number 3, Mrs. Chan Yok Chan as Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer. She is responsible for overseeing the overall management and operations of the company. Number 4, Mrs. Chui Mi Tran as Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer. She is responsible for overseeing the finance and accounting functions. Number 5, Mr. Yao Ming Tat as a non-independent non-executive director. He is also a member of the Audit and Risk Management Committee and Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Number 6, Mr. Wong Kun Wai as an independent non-executive director. He is also a chairman of the Audit and Risk Management Committee and Nomination and Remuneration Committee. He is responsible as independent advisors and not responsible for the daily operations of the company. Aversive Rubber Berhad was established in 2050 and listed in Bursa Malaysia in 2017. The principal activity of Aversive Rubber Berhad is in the development, manufacturing, distribution of tire retreading materials and tire retreading operations. Aversive Rubber Berhad has produced their products to more than 28 countries which span across Asia, Australia, Africa, America, Europe and the Middle East. The product of Aversive Rubber Berhad such as master badge, pre-cure treat liners, repair hooks and camel bags. Next, the Board of Directors are Number 1, Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Sak Cheng Nam as the Independent Non-Executive Chairman of Aversive Rubber Berhad. He is also the Chairman of Remuneration Committee and Nominating Committee as well as member of the Audit Committee. Number 2, Datuk Sri Chia Ukiat as an Executive Director and also a member of the Remuneration Committee. He is mainly involved in the development and determining of business policies and the group's future strategies. Number 3, Mr. U Ah Seng was appointed as the Executive Director. His role is to oversee the entire development, production, marketing activities of the group. Number 4, Mr. Chia Siang Ti as the Executive Director and the Chief Executive Officer. He is responsible to oversee the overall operations of the group, which includes the business strategic planning and development of overseas operations, sales and marketing activities, also research and development. Number 5, Mr. Chia Uli as the Non-Independent Non-Executive Director. He is also a member of the Nominating Committee. Number 6, Mr. N. Meng Kwai, Tuan Haji Muhammad Isa and Mrs. Ong Biao Chie as an Independent Non-Executive Director. They are not responsible in company's operation, but they help to formulating and overseeing the corporate strategy by providing constructive criticism and broader view.
My name is KIRITHARAN, son of MOGAN. I would like to give details about reason for choosing both companies, which is Aversive Rubber Berhad and HLT Global Berhad. Actually, there are two reasons, which is that product quality and customer services. For example, HLT Global Berhad continuously improving and upgrading glove dipping lines in order to secure more customers locally and internationally, which will turn support for their long-term sustainability. Okay, other than that, Aversive Rubber Berhad, they are doing their operations driven by a strong quality focus from the sourcing of raw materials to production process. They are testament of their commitment in their ISO 9001-2008 quality management system certification by the CIRIM. Both are the company focusing and improving their product quality and their customer service.
Assalamualaikum. My name is ATHIRAH BINTI AHMAD ARIZA. My mentor number is 066842. So now let's go to Principle A, which is board leadership and effectiveness. For company Eversafe Rubber Berhad, the board has established board committees, namely the Audit Committee, Remuneration Committee, and Nominating Committee, to examine specific issues within their respective terms of reference as approved by the board and report to the board within with their recommendations. However, for decision making, it still lies with the board. The board recognizes the importance of having in place a code of conduct, setting out the standards of conduct expected from directors and employees to cultivate and promote good corporate behavior. On 12 August 2017, the board approved the whistleblowing policy in adjuring their group upholds their business ethics of honesty, integrity, and transparency. Next company is HLT Global Berhad. The board is led by an independent non-executive chairperson, Madam Wong Wai Jing. She is primarily responsible for the leadership, effectiveness, conduct, and governance of the board, whereas the Chief Executive Officer, Madam Chan Yok Chun, is responsible for the overall day-to-day business operation of the group and for overseeing the implementation of strategies directed by the board. The board has also delegated certain responsibilities to the following board committees to assist in the execution of its responsibility, which are Audit and Risk Management Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and lastly, Employees Share Option Scheme Committee. The board has also put in place the Code of Ethics and Conduct, Whistle-blowing Policy, and Anti-Bribery and Corruption Policy, which will be reviewed from time to time in accordance to the needs of the company. Next, composition of board. So, Eversafe Rubber Berhad comprises 8 members. 3 of them are executive directors. 1 of them are non-independent non-executive director, and 4 of them are independent non-executive directors. This composition fulfills the requirements as set out under Rule 15.02 of the S-Market listing requirements of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad, which stipulates that at least 2 directors or 1/3 of the board, whichever is higher, must be independent. The board ordinarily meets at least 4 times a year. Their meetings are scheduled well in advance to facilitate the directors in planning their meeting schedule for the year. Additional meetings are convened when urgent and important decisions need to be made between scheduled meetings. Board and board committee papers, which are prepared by management, provide the relevant facts and analysis for the convenience of directors. Why, or HLT Global Berhad, they currently have 6 members, comprised from 1 independent non-executive chairperson, 1 deputy chairman or executive director, 1 executive director or chief executive officer, 1 executive director or chief financial officer, 1 independent non-executive director, and 1 non-independent non-executive director. The board currently has 3 female board members, which are Madam Wong Wai Jing, Madam Chan Yok Chun, and Miss Chui Min Chuan. They are representing 50% of the board members. This board composition complies with Rule 15.02 of the listing requirements of Bursa Securities, which requires at least 1/3 of the board comprises independent directors. Lastly, the board meets at least 4 times a year with additional meetings are convened when urgent and important decisions need to be made between scheduled meetings. The board of directors and board committees meetings are scheduled in advance to facilitate the directors in planning ahead and to ensure that the dates of the board and board committees meeting.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SYOLIHAH binti MUSTATAL KAMAL. Present about Principle B, which is Effective Audit and Risk Management. Eversafe Rubber Berhad, the Audit Committee review the annual audit financial statement of the group to ensure they were prepared in a timely and accurate manner, complying with financial reporting standards, and had a discussion with external auditors to ensure there were no restrictions on their audits. Why the company HLT Global Berhad, the RMC, is empowered by the board to review any matters concerning the resignations or dismissal of external auditors, review and evaluate factors relating to the attendance of the external auditors. The RMC also provides oversight on the risk management framework of the group. The RMC ensures accuracy and timelessness of financial statement. The Audit Committee has assessed the risk and control environment of the group through the enterprise risk management framework and effectiveness of the risk management and internal control system. The board has delegated the responsibility for review the adequacy and effectiveness of the risk management and internal control system to the ARMC. The management is responsible for implementing the process, for identifying, evaluating, monitoring, and reporting risks, and also internal control.
Hi, my name is Syafiqah and I will tell about Principle C or two company which is HLT Global Berhad and Eversafe Rubber Berhad. Principle C is about the integrity in corporate reporting and meaningful relationship with stakeholders. In company HLT Global Berhad, the board is committed to provide effective communication to its shareholders and general public regarding the business operations and financial performance of the group. The board values the importance of dissemination of information on major developments of the group to the shareholders, potential vendors, and equitable manner. The AGM remains a principal forum used by the group for communication with its shareholders. During AGM, shareholders are accorded time and opportunity to query the board on the resolutions being proposed and matters relating to the performance, developments within, and the future direction of the group. Shareholders are encouraged to actively participate in the question and answer session. HTL will hold the extraordinary general meeting as necessary, and the board has responded to all queries raised by the shareholders. While Eversafe Rubber Berhad Company, the board is aware of the need to establish corporate disclosure policies and procedures to enable comprehensive, accurate, and timely disclosures relating to the company and its subsidiaries to be made to the regulators, shareholders, and stakeholders. The AGM are the principal forum for shareholders dialogue. During AGM, the AGM allows shareholders to review the group performance via the company's annual report and post the clarification on any issues to gain better understanding of group's business affairs and performance. At AGM, shareholders participate in deliberating resolutions being proposed. Shareholders are invited to ask question boxes about resolutions being proposed.
Assalamualaikum, my name is FATEHAH Nadira binti FAUZI. First of all, let's talk about the gender diversity among the directors in the company Eversafe Rubber Berhad. In this company, they have unbalanced ratio of male and female directors, as there is only one female director who is Mr. Ong Biao Chiat, while the other director are male. Compared to HLT Global Berhad, they have balanced ratio of male and female directors, which for me is better. This is because this company gives women the opportunity to become the one of the corporate governance members and shows that no gender monopolizes or is discriminated against in this company. In an organization, we need both women and men opinions because the way these two gender things complement each other's shortcomings. This is also good, especially when making decisions for the company for the good of the shareholders. Next is the approach of communication, AGM and EGM of the company. These two companies use the same approach which they communicate by using forum principle. I think this method is the best way of communication as face-to-face session of delivering information is more impactful than online or any indirect approach. People tend to focus more in a forum session that are easy to understand and the visual aids that has been prepared such as a brochure or slides presentation. Both companies also distribute other important information by sharing it on their website, which for me is very convenient for a busy person to catch up with anything important. Both companies dispatch the notice of the shareholder at least 28 days before the AGM in order for a shareholder to make preparations such as going through annual report, make the voting arrangement, and any other papers supporting of resolution proposed. This is also to make sure all the shareholders could arrange their schedule earlier and they will be able to attend the AGM on the date that has been set. Let's compare the activity of reviewing financial statement. For Eversafe company, the committee that eligible for reviewing financial statement is audit committee. They will do the reviewing and monitoring financial statement and risk management. For HTL Global Berhad, audit and risk management committee are responsible to review financial statement and do more detailed activities on risk management process such as identify, evaluate, monitor, and reporting risk. I think HTL Global Berhad is better in assessing this audit process and they will be more systematic in mitigating the risk as they have more information.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alif Rafiudin Jaya and my matrix number is 067853. So I am going to present the conclusion of our study. So the conclusion is that the company that was chosen was Eversafe Rubber Berhad and HLT Global Berhad. The reason we chose these companies is because they have a sustainable retrading system and deliver higher standards to customer. So the difference mentioned between these two companies are in Principle A, that is board leaders and effectiveness, Principle B, effective audit and risk management, and Principle C, integrity and corporate reporting and meaningful relationship. The differences applies in general diversity approaches, notice of meeting given to board directors, and review of financial statement. Thank you very much.